I am ready to make the official announcement. Gear Report was really big in the military vehicle Humvee space there for a few years. And then I had some issues getting my current truck titled, and it sat for about a year and just pissed me off because I couldn't get it titled in North Carolina. Some things changed. That truck, I got it to the point that it ran great and it looks amazing, and it's too nice. I had some things I was going to do, and I said, you know what? I don't want to molest this truck. I think it's time to move it on and move on to the next project. That was the Battlewagon 3. I believe that what you're looking at here is going to be the Battlewagon 4, and it is an 1123, an M1123 Humvee. A friend has had it. Actually, the exhaust pipe on the Battlewagon 3 that is in my driveway that I've taken to a bunch of events and things over the past few years came off of this truck. We actually traded. He had the tall, deep water fording exhaust, and I had the little short exhaust that just came out by the wheel. So we traded them a couple years ago. And so this truck hasn't run in a couple years. It needs a new fuel injection pump. It got set aside for some other projects. We have worked out a deal, and probably in the next few weeks, that's going to make its way back to Gear Report headquarters. And then I will strategically take some parts off of the Battlewagon 3 and transfer them to this truck, which will allow me to lower the price of the Battlewagon 3 so I can clear that out to make more room for this to be the new project. And because it's a little older and I'll have less money wrapped up in it, I will feel more comfortable doing more, bigger, better, cooler things, and maybe even going a crazy direction or two. The last couple Humvees that I've done, the first one actually looked quite a bit like this. I bought it as a two-man truck, and it was camo like that. And I did a few things. I did a project with Night Force lights and put lights all over it, and had some different radios and other things installed inside. And we did the lizard skin coating, and we had some custom seats made by a company that does a bunch of big military contract stuff. That was a really neat project. The next two, Battlewagon 2 and 3, were, I think, comparatively boring because the trucks were too nice. Like, I got them. Both of them together had less than 2,500 miles. You add the miles on both of them together, and it was less than 2,500 miles. They were both
Wow.
almost brand new, and they were so pristine that I didn't want to do anything fun with them. This truck's a little older. It's seen a little bit more use. Still in pretty good shape. It's filthy. It's got green funk growing all over it from sitting for the last couple years, but I think it's going
Right.
to be a more fun project. I mean, you can see it's got lots of green funk growing in different places. Part of that's green paint, but part of it is other colors of paint, brown and black, that are covered up with this little lichen algae stuff that's growing
Sure.
on it. And
It's nothing.
it's in pretty rough shape in a few areas, but I've already got a new set of seats to put in it and a new injection pump, like all the stuff I need to get it back on the road and doing well is already there. It's just going to take me some time to go through and start with the standard pressure wash everything, because it's got dirt and mud and everything in weird places, and then start upgrading things, getting the engine put back together, so putting the new injection pump in it so it'll run well, and pressure washing everything. Like you can see on that prior picture here, the green funk that has started growing. It's literally like a lichen or something. That the Carc paint, the chemical agent resistant coating paint that they use, attracts that weird funk that grows on it. I don't know why, but
Yeah.
the tan trucks get it even more. But it's an early 2000s, and there's some other things that are going to come with it, like this radio communication shelter that goes in the trailer.
Oh, nice. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And I may mount that.
I've
Uh,
spent a lot of time in the back of some of those
oh,
shelters. You know
wow.
that?
I may end up selling that, or I'll also have, and it's kind of overgrown and hard to see it, but there's a trailer in here. There's the Pinto out here at the front and the grass growing over the middle, but it had a generator on it at one point.
Yep.
But if I unbolt these fenders, that comms box will sit on here, and now I've got like a little camper I can pull around. So I may do that. I don't know. I actually have a friend who really wants to buy that comms box, so I may just sell it to him. to get some cash out of it. And I've got, it's not a turbo, but I've got all the parts, including another motor here that it's got the turbo heads there, and they were just redone so they can be reinstalled, and then the injection pump sitting up on top. It's all ready. I can convert it to a turbo truck if I want to. I'll also have another cap that I could, like I could put this on the truck and then put that other box on the trailer. Although I'm probably going to end up selling some of that stuff. So it's going to be a neat project. I'm excited about it. It
Nice.
comes with a bunch of spare parts, like different center consoles that hold the different computer systems
Oh yeah, that's the
that
Blue
they
Force
use in the
tracker.
battlefield.
The
Exactly.
Blue
Blue
Force
Force
tracker
Tracker.
mounts.
I think there's 4 or 5 of those in that pile.
Yep.
And I've already got one that I sometimes put in the truck, sometimes don't right now, but that'll give me some more. Like I actually have someone who wants to buy one that I need to get to him. There's that comms trailer, the 788, the S788.
Well, you could probably take that Blue Force tracker mount and then
Yeah.
lock it in there and put a TV on it or whatever you like.
Yeah.
That'd be
Oh,
awesome.
yeah, yeah. I've done that. I did that in my first one, put a bunch of stuff on it. G-Web said, "Do I like owning a Humvee or rebuilding Humvees?" I think that I like the hands-on process more than anything because I sit in an office by myself with a keyboard most of the time, most days. To get out and actually put my hands on something and do some real work and turning wrenches or fixing things, that I do enjoy that. So
Right?
this is actually sitting in the back of oh, what is it? It's an FMTV, I think.
Yeah, LMTV or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the bigger one, the FMTV. But
Mhm.
anyhow, it's just sitting there for now. But that's a beautiful. It's in wonderful shape. There's the Blue Force Tracker consoles
Yep.
and
That's
the
awesome.
trailer and the extra parts. And I feel like
Mhm.
I'm missing.
I think
Oh,
that G-Web's question there is most appropriately answered by the fact that you have a beautiful, beautiful Humvee that you want to Frankenstein down and sell. When
yeah,
in reality, you could just be like, now I have my Humvee. Time to
yeah.
move on to a different project.
Well, seriously, yeah, and this is the 3rd one, and the first one looked like this when I got it. Like, it was a two-man, and it was pretty rough. It had the back troop seats and cover on the back. I converted it to a four-man and did a whole bunch of stuff to it, and that project was really cool. To me, the, rebuilding part is where I have the most fun, I think, to try to get a vision of what I'd like it to turn out as. And so here's the funny part is like I showed some of these pictures to I think to one of the kids, and they're like, it just looks like a bunch rusty pile of crap. But I'm looking at it and I'm like, nope, there's a new tailgate and it has the AM General embossing on it, which they only did for the first year or two. Those are actually becoming kind of collectible among Humvee people because for years and years the tailgate has none of that AM General embossing on it. So that's
Yeah.
actually cool. And then all of the mounting brackets for this rear bumper that'll go on it. And then this down here is the bumper mounted spare tire carrier, which
Yep.
those things, a Humvee tire is 185 pounds or it's 165 maybe. Depends on which tire is on it and which run flats in it. But let's say a typical one, like the ones that are on it now, are probably about 165 pounds each. I got a bad back. The first Humvee for quite a while, I just had a tire sitting in the truck bed, which meant I couldn't use the truck bed because it had the tire in it, and it was super heavy. Like if I had to change a tire, I could get the one down okay because gravity helps with that. But if I took one off, how do I get it back up in the bed? Like I
Nothing.
literally would have to stack 2 or 3 tires and roll the tire up like up on top of one and now up on top of the other and now up on top of the other and now I could dump it over into the back of the truck because it was too heavy to pick up. It was just awkward. So having that tire carrier on it will be pretty cool. And it means I don't have to take the tire carrier off my current truck, which is good for selling it. I can get a little more money for it when I sell it because it's got the tire carrier.
Yeah.
Another one of those tailgates, so I'll be able to sell a spare bunch of extra tires and wheels that I can. Honestly, you know what I'm going to do with those tires? They're going to go to
Sell them.
Quarter Horse Arms and be part of the backstop of the shooting range there because the rubber is no longer serviceable. The rims inside, I'll pull those and probably sell some of those.
Gotcha.
And then I'll
So
have these Mastercraft combat seats, 2 of these for the front. You see the one down below and then this one. And then for the back, they have these, it's folded down, but actually imagine it tipped up. And then the bottom seat part, there we go, folds up when not in use. So you fold it
right.
down to sit on it and then fold it up to get it out of the way when you're not using it. So 2 of those for the back and 2 for the front, new tires for it and everything. So
Oh yeah.
that I'm getting excited about that project. I think that's going to be pretty cool. As much as I absolutely love the truck I have right now, it's literally too nice. Like I don't want to bastardize it and do anything to it because it is too pristine. There we go. You see the current truck at a car show a couple months ago, or geez, probably a year ago, and it's decked out and it's absolutely beautiful. Like when I've gone out with the army to help them with training a couple times, they've contracted me and someone else to go out and be drivers to. So we'll split a squad between us, and then they run a bunch of urban assaults and a little bit of suburban stuff as well out of our trucks, and I'm always afraid that mine's going to get torn up. Like I have too much money in it because it's the absolute latest model and it's in too good a shape. So
Yeah.
I'll be happy to have one that's older and it's already beat up a little bit. And then I don't have to worry about like if we go out and one of the guys, drops a machine gun on it and dents the fender. Well, that's a show truck, the tan one. The new one, I'll make it look cool so I can take it to shows, but that's like pristine. When I went out with the army and they mounted a 240 up top, all the brass falling was chipping the paint. And that was like, oh, come on, chipping my paint. But who cares if I got an old one? So that'll be neat to change that up and have one that I can actually play with and not have to worry about it so much.
What is that tube there on the back fender?
I can't remember what goes in it. It's ammo for something. It's a big shell that shoots out of something. Maybe it's for like the tow missiles or the wall rockets or whatever. I don't. You
Gotcha.
you probably know what's current and what's what way better than I do. I don't remember,
Well,
but
some of those
it's
like
empty.
big anti-aircraft weapons, I never see those.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's
yeah. But
interesting.
a round for something goes in it, and so when they fire them, they just chuck that metal container that it ships in. I've picked up a few. I don't know if I have any more, but you can see I've applied, Gear Report Reviews branding to it, and I just set it up on the bumper as a neat looking thing that has Gear Report on it when I go to shows.
Yeah, that's cool.
I got a few things like that maybe
Cool,
it doesn't
cool.
make sense, but it looks cool, so I do it. That was the big announcement that I'm pretty sure that that's actually going to happen now. Well, no money's changed hands yet. He's got a couple weeks. My friend has got a couple weeks of work to get all. Basically, what's happening is he's getting out of all Humvee stuff. He is moving back to building race cars, and he's getting out of it. And I'm going to buy out all of his Humvee stuff in one swoop. So in a couple weeks when he gets it all together, he'll bring it and dump it all at my house, and I'll start the Battlewagon 4 project.